Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Growth Switch with Miss Cyril. This being our latest episode in this series. Remember, if you've missed out on any insights from the other episodes, you can go to the YouTube channel, The Growth Switch with Cyril, or you can also go to my personal website, cyrilmadiwa.com, and you can also find the content there. In this week, we'll be discussing emotional intelligence, which is quite an important skill to have these days, particularly. It's also one which is particularly key not only in business and the workplace, but also in your personal life, right? And it's basically one that you practice at every given point or during your day-to-day duties. But what is emotional intelligence? So emotional intelligence is also known as the emotional quotient, or EQ. Some of us have heard of IQ, which is the intelligent quotient, but there's also the emotional quotient, which is basically a measure of how in tune you are in terms of your emotions, how do you keep them in check, to effectively assist you in your day-to-day interactions with other people, right? Because on every given day, we interact with other people. Just think about yourself when you wake up in the morning. You might wake up and you've got family members there you might live with. There's an interaction. You might drive, and then someone cuts you off, and you might do something untoward, send a message. There's another interaction. You might take a taxi and be in a taxi with people going to work. You're interacting with people there. When you get to work, there's lots of interactions. And even in business, right? You might be running a business. You interact with the whole variety of stakeholders there, customers, suppliers, investors, probably, that you need to interact with on any given day or on a continuous basis. So throughout that whole process, you need to be able to keep your emotions in check, right? Such that you can be able to, firstly, maintain the key relationships that you have, and number two, create new relationships, right? Which will also last and stand the test of time, right? Now, in terms of emotional intelligence, right? Like I said, we deal with people on any given day. So unless you are mature in terms of how you're mentioning, in terms of how you are handling your emotions, rather, then you might be found wanting in terms of your day-to-day interactions with other people. Now this is a skill that you either have naturally, like any other skill really, or one that you might need to learn, right? So you're gonna need to learn it from two facets. Number one, learning to be in control of your own emotions. So that requires a lot of self-awareness. You know, if I'm in a situation, am I a person who is usually in control of how I feel, or am I one who's just reckless and I say what I want to? I don't care about the impact on others. Which one are you? And then you need to figure out that, and you need to then there's courses available on this these days. It's become quite a huge topic, like I said, and you can find a lot of really good material on it that will help you in terms of techniques that you can practice to help you be in check of your emotions, right? Okay, so that's the first facet. The second facet is learning how your emotions impact on others, right? And you need to be able to read in terms of others, how you've impacted them, right? So, for example, if I'm in a meeting, right? And if I'm in a meeting and I say something, untoward, and the other person, you can immediately see the reaction that, in terms of the reaction to what I've said, that what I said was probably not, was not appropriate. So that takes quite a lot of emotional intelligence. Because remember, emotional intelligence also, the person doesn't need to say anything as well. So you can say something and the person doesn't say anything, but from their how can I put it? From their expression and their body language, you can tell that, ooh, okay, maybe what I said, I shouldn't have said it either in that manner, or I shouldn't have said it at all. Because some things do need to be said, but it's the manner in which they are said which tends to cause a bit of issues. You'd find that, for example, the same message that you're sending to that person, if you had sent it in a more calmer mode, or not so abrupt, or off the cuff, or if you had been more careful in terms of the words that you chose when you said it, it would have blended the message to the person. But now, because you've used another language, another form of words, which might be seen as being too harsh, or not really appropriate for that moment, the message you send might not be necessarily be received in the manner that you had wished for it to be. It might be clouded by all of this emotional stuff that you've now put into the message. Okay. Okay, and then remember, and this is the final point I want to drive as part of this as part of this topic. No one enjoys dealing with someone who's not in check with their emotions. So if you think of anyone, I'm sure throughout this topic, throughout this video, I mean, there's someone or people you might have been thinking about already, thinking, oh, okay, their level of emotional intelligence is not really that high, and you might think, do you enjoy dealing with such people? Probably not, right? If you're gonna go, just think of your family, friends, colleagues, business partners. If you're gonna go into any interaction with those people, very well it's gonna be an emotional session. It's gonna be emotionally draining, and you're gonna come out of it not feeling so good. So you don't really enjoy those kinds of interactions. At times you have to go through that, because unfortunately some of these people you have to deal with. So you have to just take their lack of emotional intelligence with a pinch of salt, I guess. But you don't enjoy dealing with those people. So the best you can do, at least work on yourself, right? You make sure your emotional intelligence is up to scratch. Because if you have one person with no emotional intelligence and another one interacting, it's a recipe for disaster, because that spirals out of control, and yeah, it tends to be drawn out and become more than what it should be in the first place. So this point is just really a helicopter view of emotional intelligence. I just wanted to bring to attention that this is quite a key skill to have, and remember that in any interaction in your day-to-day lives, we are putting emotions into it, and you must be careful and be in check always. Think about what you're doing and the impact on others as well, because that's part of this whole emotional intelligence thing. So yeah, if you found this topic and insights provided here useful, remember to share with others who stand to benefit the most. And remember, we're on social media as well, where we tend to post content in between these YouTube videos, so you can follow us there. We're on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and also remember to check out the website cyrilmateo.com, where you also find content on other activities that I'm busy with, which you may find interesting. And yeah, man, let's keep our emotions in check all the time. And remember, it doesn't mean that you won't have a bad day, right? You will have a bad day where you blow a fuse at someone, but here's the key thing to emotional intelligence: you realize that that was inappropriate, you go back, you apologize, and you do better next time. And let's keep our emotions in check. Thank you.